Right, y'all. We're going into the Zodiac experiences of the astrological houses. Again, that will be the Zodiac experiences within the astrological houses. Not too much to really go to it. Just give y'all a little quick, small recap of those things. Do want y'all to understand that y'all do need to know about y'all sun sign, which is your overall sign of y'all birthdays and season. You do need to know your ascendant and rising sign within your native birth chart. You also need to know your moon placement, as well as your Mars, Venus. It's a whole bunch of placements you have in your native birth chart that you guys want to pay attention to, because they also correspond to the astrological houses. Now, to give you guys, a little brief explanation of what the astrological houses is, it's extended information that also mirrors the zodiacs. So, we have 1 through 12 zodiac signs. We also have 1 through 12 astrological houses. And each of those 1 through 12 zodiac signs, by the order they're in, also mirror the houses. So these houses have a little extended information of situations, feelings, relationships, a lot of things, that's going to deal with you individually. Also your personality-wise. Just to start off with your first house, which is mirroring the zodiac sign Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. So the first house deals a lot with your personality and your true self. It also deals with your ascendant or your rising sign. A lot of times when you look into your first house, it says a lot about your appearance, your facial features, as well as the way you use your personality out in the world and how people, gravitate towards you through your personality. All right? So, like I said, going to one first. First house mirrors Aries. See that there? It's Aries. And birthday for Aries, if you guys don't know, let me write that down for y'all. It's March 21st to April 20th. Now, March 21st to April 20th, that's the birthday of Aries. When you're dealing with Aries and you're dealing with the first house, most of the time you're going to deal with some type of facial feature. Mainly when you're dealing with the facial features of the first house, mainly when you're dealing with the zodiac sign of Aries, it's going to deal a lot with the head, because that's what the zodiac sign of Aries rules, the head. So, facial features, the head shape. Right? So we got facial features and we also got head shape. Now, what we also want to put down there for the first house is personality, because that's what your first house is going to tell a lot about in your natal birth chart when you look into that first house. All right? So, you got facial features, okay? You got head shape, you got personality, all right? Those are the main things you're gonna deal with your first house, but a lot of things your first house is gonna deal with is your appearance, your style, your swagger. You know what I'm saying? So you do want to put that down when you're thinking about your first house. You do want to note that when you're thinking about your first house, your type of style or your type of dress, your type of appearance that you bring to the party. So, for your first house, you guys have facial features, you guys have personality, you guys have head shape, and style and appearance when you're dealing with the first house. A lot of these things are going to mirror the zodiac sign of Aries, so a lot of these Aries are going to deal with, a lot of things. If you notice about the sun sign Aries, they have a certain head shape to themselves. It seems like their head has its own shape to its body. Another thing about Aries, they do have a stocky, very what's the word? I would say stocky build. These guys kind of like, when I think about Aries, they pretty much love, things with machines, vehicles, guns. A lot of Aries like battling, sparring, fighting, things like that. A lot of Aries are very debatable with certain things. These guys like to challenge. They're very determined people. Also, the Aries also represents a lot with new crazes and new styles. These guys want all the new things, and that's their thing. So when you think about your first house in your native birth chart, most definitely think of your personality, your style, your appearance, your head shape, all right? And your facial features, most definitely. If you guys have any Virgo placements, most definitely it's going to deal with something with a certain particular nose shape. Could be a little pointy, could be his own. A lot of people with Virgos, it's something with the stomach. A lot of things with Geminis, they also have a weary build to them. So when you start learning about these zodiacs and the energies of these zodiacs, and you start learning about your sun sign, most definitely it's going to correlate a lot more when you start learning about your native birth chart and the houses. Now, to also explain these astrological houses, I want to piggyback on this. When you got the 1 to 12 houses, it's going to be in your native birth chart, which is going to be on a 360-degree wheel. That 360-degree wheel is broken down into 30-degree segments, 1 through 12, which are the astrological houses. Now, like I said, they also correspond to a certain planet and also correspond to a certain zodiac sign. So, you guys want to be noted of that and do want to pay attention to that. The first house most definitely deals with Aries, so the planet that it would mirror would be Mars, all right? All right, next we're going to house 2. So now, we're on 2. Next up, we got the second house. Second house is going to mirror the zodiac sign Taurus. The planet that it rules is Venus. When you deal with the second house, when you deal with the second house, the main things that you guys are going to deal with that mirrors also the zodiac sign Taurus or the sun sign zodiac Taurus is possessions. All right, real quick, y'all. So the second house mirrors zodiac sign Taurus, or the sun sign zodiac Taurus. The ruling planet of Taurus is Venus. There's a lot with needy and wanting things. When you deal with a ruling planet of Venus, or you deal with the planet of Venus, it deals with wants, needs, it deals with pleasures. Now, most definitely, you can also put that there for the second house, but most definitely the main thing that you guys want to pay attention to for the second house is possessions and acquirements. Because when you deal with the second house, it deals a lot with a lot of things that you have, a lot of things that you want. For example, if you have Saturn in your second house, most definitely it says a lot about you having a strict or structured or needing a structured way to save your money, because the second house rules money, or rules the acquirement of money, right? Because when you're dealing with the second house, it deals with possessions, it deals with acquirements, it deals with values, it deals with money spending and saving. So you guys do want to pay attention to that second house. I tell a lot of people to look to your second house. If you want to ask your astrologer, ask the person, who's reading your birth chart, will I make this amount of money, or will I make a certain amount of money, or will I see $1 million? Most definitely not going to say that you're going to get $1 million, but it's most definitely going to tell you how to acquire it. All right? So for the second house, we got the sun sign Taurus. Mirrors the sun sign Taurus. The ruling planet of the second house, as well as Taurus, is Venus. It deals with possessions. It deals with acquirements. It deals with values. It deals with money spending and saving. All right? Possessions, acquirements, values, money spending and saving for the second house. Now we're going into the third house, y'all. Still going. Hope y'all still with me. Now, I definitely want to stop this at 5, because, or if I can, most definitely I'm going to try to do it at 6. So, third, Gemini. The third house mirrors the sun sign zodiac of Gemini. The ruling planet of the third house is Mercury. When you deal with Mercury, you're dealing with a lot with communication. So most definitely, the third house deals with communication. It also deals with transportation. And vehicles. Alright? Look to your third house if you want to find out how somebody drives. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I got Aries in my third house. So it really tells you a lot about how I drive. I also got Taurus in my third house. So it's kind of in the split there. So my Aries in my third house says a lot that I drive very quickly, very fast. I do love new cars. I love new things. I love new machines. And most definitely that's how I communicate. I love communicating with these new things, and that says a lot about what my Aries in my third house. That love, or that enthusiasm to deal with those type of machines. But also I have Taurus in my third house, which deals with my calculated way of how I drive when I want to be very focused. A lot of times when I drive, I got to be focused, but most definitely I drive very fast, which correlates with the Aries. And most definitely y'all know the Aries do drive fast as hell. So you got transportation vehicles, you got communication. You also have, you also want to think about the third house. You can also think about, let's see here. Your short journeys. You do guys want to pay attention to that. Your short journeys in the third house says a lot. When we talking about short journeys, we're talking about things around you that's real close. When you talking about the third house, you're also talking about siblings. Right? So we also have siblings, but we also have close relatives when we think about the third house. Most guys, you guys want to pay attention to that third house if you have any planets there, because it deals with something that you're going to deal with, very connected to you around your community, something close around your neighborhood. When you think about the third house, I'd like to tell everybody to think about, things around you, close around you, like corner stores and things like, that are very close by to you, certain neighborhoods and stuff like that. Now, or certain close areas. Now, like I said, third house mirrors Gemini. The sun sign, Gemini. Ruling planet, Mercury. What it rules, communication. What also rules, transportation and vehicles. What also does the third house rules, siblings. So most definitely it deals with something with siblings. closely maybe. Most definitely, I think the Geminis have a great sibling energy to them. If you meet Geminis, they're very brotherly, sisterly, very eager to help, very easygoing. Now, we also got close relatives. If you look in your third house to whatever zodiac sign that is, I would pay attention to a lot of the people around you, because it's going to deal with somebody who is close around you growing up, and it's something essential that you were supposed to learn from that person. Understand that? All right? So now we're going to 4. And the 4th sign is Cancer. Try to get to 6, y'all. All right, so the ruling planet of Cancer, which rules the 4th house or mirrors the 4th house, is the moon. For guys who don't know, the sun and the moon is also considered a planet. Like I said, your sun sign, which is your overall self or whatever your birthday is and what season that's in, that's your sun sign. Now, your moon sign tells a lot about how you receive energy. So when you think about Cancer, when you think about the 4th house, and when you think about, the moon, you think about how you react, and you think about your feelings, you think about your emotions when you think about the moon. And when you think about Cancer, these guys are very much very conservative people. When you think about the 4th house or you think about the number 4, you think about foundations. You also think about upbringings when you think about the 4th house, because the 4th house mirrors Cancer, and Cancer kind of tells a lot about the home life. Now, first we got foundations, y'all. The 4th house rules foundations. It rules the things that you guys stand on, your principles and things of that nature. So when you look to your zodiac sign in that 4th house, it most definitely deals with that energy of how your foundations is, or your values and principles to things, all right? So it also deals with home life. So it deals with how you like your home, how the energy of your home is set up. If you have any planets in this house, most definitely pay attention to it, because it's going to deal with home. I notice a lot of people with Pluto in their 4th house, it's very hard for them to leave the house. Not saying that's for a lot of people. For some people, it could be a little different. With their Pluto in their 4th house, it could say they have a lot of tough challenges and trauma with the home. They had a lot of tough lives. You know what I'm saying? Had a lot of tough experiences in their lives. You know what I'm saying? So, most definitely, the Cancer mirrors the 4th house. The 4th house rules foundations, home life, upbringing, how you grew up, and how you're going to grow up. And it also deals with parents, your parents' energy of your parents, and how your parents' energy instilled within you about how your foundations and home life is. All right? Note that down. All right, almost there, y'all. We got 2 more left. Try to finish this up as quick as I'm going to try to do these real quick. All right, don't have too much time, but we're going to break this down as quick as we can. I'm going to come on this side because we're almost there. So now we're going on 5, which mirrors the zodiac sign Leo. Leo is the 5th sign of the zodiac. When you deal with the 5th sign, you deal with a lot of creativity. You deal with the 5th house. It deals with your creative spark. It deals with how you produce. All right? Now, the planet that is ruled by Leo, as well as the 5th house, is the sun. Now, when you think about the sun, you think about shining. You think about Leos, you think about they love to shine. They love to be the center of attention. They love to be the life of the party. They love to be, the stars of the show. These zodiac signs love to shine, and, they have a shining style or a very ostentatious style to themselves. So note that on Leos. They're very cool people, very courageous people when they can be. And you know what, Leos, are very hardy people, very protective people. Most definitely if you got a Leo in your clique or your group, most definitely they're very protective of the people that they care about. All right? So when you think about the fourth house, you think about how we produce, you think about not the fourth house, but the fifth house. When you think about the fifth house, you think about the creative spark or the creative energy that's within you and how you can use it for the creative better of your good. And you also have how we produce and how we produce things and how efficiently we produce things. So you guys do want to make note of that. We also deal with the fifth house. You do also want to pay attention because it also deals with dating. Now we get into the nitty-gritty on the fifth house. Now, we know that it also deals with the creative spark and the creative energy of ourselves, but it also deals with how we produce, and it also deals with dating. So most definitely, if you look at your fifth house, it tells a lot about the energy of how you connect with certain energies of people in your dating life. So if you have your fifth sign or fifth house in Taurus, tells a lot about calculated and very, when you think about Taurus energy with that, most definitely, I would think you guys very like to date very realistically. You guys want, realism. When you think about Tauruses, they're very realist people. You know what I'm saying? They're very realistic about life and how they think about things. Very wise people, though. Got to note that about Tauruses. Now, like I said, it also deals with love affairs when you think about the fifth house, because the fifth house has a lot to do with love affairs for some reason. It does have a lot to do with certain relationships coming into play, and if it manifests the right way, it's going to manifest into the seventh house, which deals with partnerships or long-term relationships. All right? So, with Leo, we deal with the sun, which deals with the creative spark, how we produce, dating, and love affairs. All right? Last one we're doing is sign 6, or the house 6. All right? Which deals with, got a circle there, huh? 6 house deals with Virgo. This sign also, ruling planet is Mercury. All right? That ruling planet of Mercury still deals with that communication. Anytime you see Mercury, it deals with how we communicate or how we think, our thinking processes. Most definitely, if you're looking into the 6th house and you're dealing with the mirroring energy of Virgo, it deals with health and well-being. When you think about Virgos, most definitely they're very concerned about these things if they should be. So, we have the Virgo. Deal about Virgo energy. Most definitely these guys deal with what's beneficial to me. That's a lot of Virgo's mottos. What's beneficial? What's in it for me? It's very Virgo energy. What's beneficial. These guys are very into what's beneficial. That's why they're kind of into health and into, the things that help the body and stuff like that. Because these guys really want to know, what's beneficial to the body. So, when you think about the 6th house, it mirrors employment and work. So most definitely, if you want to look to your sixth house, you look to that with your employment work and how you would do best at what type of work environment. You also have health and diet. So most definitely, you do want to look here when you're thinking about exercising, working out, going to find out what's the best way for you to lose weight or gain weight, however you want to do it. Most definitely, you look to your sun sign to find out if you have a high metabolism or a low metabolism. Look to that sun sign for that. So, the sixth house rules employment. Also deals with health and diet. Also deals with working with others. So it also deals with, how efficiently we can work with others, but it also deals with our efficiency, period. It deals with how efficient you are. So if you're a person in class and you're not a fast reader or you're not a fast tester, most definitely